You know what I see constantly? I see business owners who have a contract, so they did the right thing, they put something in writing, and they have a contract. And then the deal goes sideways, and they call me, and I read the contract, and there's nothing in that contract about what happens when the deal goes sideways. Because of course, when we're signing the contract, everything's great, nothing's ever gonna go wrong. When in reality, that's the whole point of the contract. Really, only point of the contract is to define what happens if something goes poorly. So what do we do when something breaks down? And it's just not there. And so now we're going to court and we're asking a judge to figure out what these two parties meant and what the remedy should be. And that judge has no idea who these people are. That process is going to take 2 years and cost both sides a lot of money, no matter who wins. So here's what actually needs to be in that contract. How do you protect yourself in that contract? First and foremost, spell out exactly what each side is supposed to do. Not lines like best efforts, not lines like not reasonable efforts. Those phrases mean nothing when it comes to a dispute. And then ask the question, what specifically are you doing and by when? And then you also want to put in default and cure provision. So if somebody drops the ball, how many days do they get to fix it before the other side can walk? And you really need to find that number. And then lastly, put in how disputes get resolved. So is it arbitration or is it litigation? What state's laws govern that contract? That stuff matters and people skip over it all the time. And then this is a kicker. Always put in an attorney's fees clause, because in most states, if you win and there's no fee clause, you still eat your own legal fees, even if you were right the entire time. So if you want to recover what you spent fighting this, it has to say so in your contract on the front end. And none of that is really complicated stuff. It's just the stuff that actually matters when things go wrong, which is the only time a contract gets tested anyways.